My name is Charron Smith. I'm from Garland. Um, I lost my mother in 92. I was 13 years old, and it was due to domestic violence. Um, it was really sudden. My, I was raised by my aunt and my uncle, but my mother was always present. She lived with us, and she had me and my sister, who was 5 at the time when she passed away. And she got married to this gentleman who was out of Terrell, Texas. And um, in the beginning, they were pretty solid from the looks of everything. As I began to spend more time with my mother, I found out that looks can be very deceiving. Um, they moved and they lived in Garland as well. And I just saw my mom, me and my sister saw my mom go through so much. It was one time when he literally knocked her down the steps and she just took off running. All I remember is my sister and I, she just grabbing us and she's running out the door. And I promise you, I don't even remember her feet touching the ground or how we got in the car, but she just burnt off. And from that point forward, it was just downhill from there. Um, I wanted to tell my story from a child's perspective because I don't think people realize when they're in relationships, they think about, oh, I don't want to leave him because those are my children's father or mother or whatever the situation may be. It can go vice versa, men or women. And that's not the way people should look at it. People should look at it, what's best for my children. You don't want your children looking at a situation like that thinking, because they're going to grow up thinking that's okay. Oh, this is normal. And it's not. It's not normal at all. And I just thank God every day that my sister and I did not take that aspect on, that this was normal. We understood that that was not normal at all because it could have been vice versa. We could have thought that was normal and be in abusive relationships ourselves. And I can honestly say that out of my 38 years, almost 39, I have never been in an abusive relationship. However, with me harboring on to that one mindset that I never want to have that part of my mother in me, it works against you. Because then you hold on to something and you have your defenses up in every relationship you go into. And that's basically, self-sabotaging the relationship and yourself. So you have to try to find that happy balance. I remember the exact moment, just like it was yesterday. I had told granted, like I said, me and my mother, we weren't close, but for when people say you can never miss something that you've never had, oh, it's so not true. So not true. Because like I said, I was raised by my aunt and my uncle, and I always respected my mother, but I didn't have respect for her in that aspect because she gave me to them and she kept my sister and she raised her, she was only 5 at the time, so she raised her till she was 5. But when I lost her, I lost a piece of my soul. I really did. And even to this day, it feels like I'm still that little 13-year-old kid losing their parent. I can't tell people it gets easier because it doesn't. Like I said, I can't tell people that it gets easier because it doesn't. You just learn how to manage, basically. Us as a culture, as Black people, we think having counseling is the worst thing you can do, and it's not. I don't know why we're so afraid of counseling. Because my sister and I didn't have it. Did we need it? We did. We truly did. Like I said, I learned how to manage through it, and I learned how to put a balance. I learned my way of balancing it. Not that it was the proper way, but I did learn my way of balancing it. And I'm kind of tossing back and forth here because I want people to understand that when you're in a violent relationship and you know it from the beginning, whether it's verbal, physical, mental, take it for what it's worth. Leave it. It ain't worth it. Do people change? Yes. But make them prove their worth. Make them see that, let them show you that they have changed. Love is such a small word because, and I say small, even though people look at it as a big word, but it's a small word with no action. You can say, I love you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. As soon as you get back in that door, you're back doing the same thing. It's okay to walk away. And I say this because I wish I was that voice for my mom as a child versus being just running with her and following her and never saying them because I'm scared because I'm the child and she's the parent. But I wish I had told her, it's okay to leave him. It's okay to go away. We're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it. You're going to survive. You have all the love you need in this world and you can't find that validation in a man because he says he loves you. And the funny thing about it is, everyone that knows my mother, a lot of people that know me say that I have my mom's personality because she never met a stranger. Every time you seen her, she was laughing, having a good time. There was no stranger or no ill feeling with her. She was comfortable in any situation. And for me to realize now that she had an insecurity in her, I never saw it. Never saw it. And even though that's what they say, looks can be very deceiving because people smile every day and laugh and have a good time, but you never know what they're going through behind closed doors. And my mother before she passed, she was trying to rebuild her relationship with me because, as I said, she gave me to my aunt and my uncle. They raised me. And she had told me right before she passed, she said, because I played basketball and it was my championship basketball game. And she said, Charron, I'm going to be at your game. I'm not going to miss it. I promise you I'm going to be there. And when she said that, I said, well, how are you going to be here? You come? She said, no, I'm leaving. I'm coming. I'm moving in the house with you and Aunt Velma and Uncle Floyd, and I'm just leaving him. And she left. She brought all her stuff, and right before I left for my game, she said, I'll be there. I got to run by my job and get something, and I'll be there. And at my championship basketball game, they had to pull me out. My coach, I remember the look on his face, and he said, I got to take you home. And I was like, why? Why do I have to go home? And he said, I can't tell you that because I don't want you to be upset. I'm just going to take you home, and I'm going to let your family tell you. And when I got home, my aunt told me that my mom was dead. And I was so angry at her. I spent so much time being angry at her for giving me away. I never got to take full advantage of her for being my mother and for bringing me into this world. And I think parents need to focus on that your child is going to be here without you. And nobody can ever replace that motherly feeling or that fatherly feeling that they need. You might think they're okay. You might think, oh, I got a strong child. She's going to be all right. She's going to make it. It's sad to think that. The first and foremost thought should be that I got to make sure my children are okay. And if I'm not okay, they're not okay. If I'm not here, they're not okay. Nobody can take care of my children like I can. Even in the worst situations, there are kids out here with no homes and they still love their parents like they are royalty. They see no wrong in them. And I think that's what parents need to realize, or even just that family member, even if they don't have children, just let them know you are valued. You're going to be missed. The way you handle situations, it's a cause and effect to it. And people don't, I just think you're just in a moment and we need to start living past the moment and live for our future. We really do. But that man stabbed my mother 17 times in our house. And she had the door locked, and the sad thing about it is that my baby sister was present when all this was gone. And I can't even say he lost his mind, because he had enough sense to pull my sister out of the room and lock my mom in the room and kill her and walk out. So in my life, I have learned to take things at face value. And a lot of people say that in relationships, guys tell me, you know what, you gotta let your guard down. And I go, well, I need you to first prove to me that I need to let my guard down. Prove to me that I can trust you. Prove to me that what you say is real. And some people can say that's going in relationships the wrong way, but I think if you manage it properly, it's not going in it the wrong way, because in that situation, it brought me so much closer to God. First I was mad. I was angry at God, because, you see on TV, you see people who get shot in the head and they survive, and you see people who get stabbed multiple times and they survive. And I was angry at God. I was angry at him. I was like, how could you take my mother away from me when we were just building this relationship, and you left me here all alone? That's the feeling that people that are going through domestic violence, and if you're not taking control of it and leaving, that's the feeling you're going to leave your children with. You're going to leave your children with that feeling of being in this world all alone. It doesn't matter if you have an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, sisters, brothers. You have to remember that nobody can feel that void of a parent. You cannot feel it. And even though my mother wasn't present, I still lost a part of me. And the funny thing about it is, at my game, I felt it. That morning, I felt it. I felt the awkwardness. I felt something was wrong. Something wasn't right in the atmosphere. And that's why the person I am today, if I could tell my mother right now, I could tell her that she molded me. She molded me to the person I am, and not for bad, but for good, because, like I said, I wasn't the statistic to go out there and say, oh, this is okay. He can beat me. Oh, he loves me. That's true. He hits me. He loves me. I wasn't the statistic to go out there and use it as a crutch and say, well, my mother passed away. She died. This is why I'm acting this way. I wasn't that person. But some people are not that mentally strong. Some people are not at all. And we have to remember that we can't take our children's strengths and think they're okay, because it's a weakness. It can be a weakness in the same as a strength. So in my 39 years, I have really learned to lean on God. And I tell you, from the first time I can remember, I have taken through my life with my personal issues, with my children, with my job. I have taken one scripture with me amongst many other ones, but the one that I carry the most is, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And the reason being is because I had to literally, and I still do it, get on my knees and pray to God to say, I need you to pull me through this. I need you to let me know that me and my girls are going to be okay, whether their father is present or not. That I'm going to be okay, whether a man is present or not. That the love that I long for, because I still long for it. I still long for that feeling of validation from my mother, from my father as well, And it says a lot about how you can hurt and long after you lose a parent. They say, oh, it'll get easier. And it really doesn't. Because look at me today. I'm sitting here crying about it like it was just yesterday. And I cry many nights. Especially now that my children are getting older. The older they get, it seems like the more I need her. I'm like, oh, God. Sometimes I sit at home and I go, God, if my mom was here, they would have her granny. Or if my mom was here, I could ask her about this. I could ask her about that. And you would think that it would go the opposite way, but it's the older they get, the more I lean on God's guidance. And my favorite word is saying, Mom, if you hear me, send me a sign, help me out, give me some strength, let me know, what am I doing wrong, what am I doing right? Tell Jesus to help me, give him a look, God, put a good word in for me. Because I still long for that. I still long for her presence. I still long for her validation. I still long for her approval. And I never thought I would. I never thought I would, because I spent so much time being angry at her for not being there for me or for not keeping me. And women that are going through domestic violence, I need them to really, really take my message to heart and just put your children first. And when I say put your children first, we think we're putting our children first when we keep a parent at home with them, when we have a 2-parent home, or we're giving them all they want. And you're not. When you are putting your children first, you're saying, I have to be happy. If I'm not happy, I can't make my children happy. If I don't feel loved, I can't teach them what love is. I need them to see the inner and the outer beauty in themselves versus just what's around them, because that can be taken from us at any second. And life is so precious and there's no value on it. And we only get this one shot to do it right. And I need women and men to not be afraid to speak up and say, okay, I love you. I love you enough to walk away. I love you enough to say, this is not healthy. I love you enough to say, I love you so much. I need you to leave, get yourself together. What can I do to help you? Even though I might need all the help in the world, what can I do to help you get to where you are? And to be able to say, if we're not together, I still love you. I still love you. I take care of you. I protect you. But us being together is not helping either one of us. If we can do that, if a mother or a father or whatever kind of relationship, if you can do that, you are setting milestones for your children, for yourself. The relief is unbelievable. And you have to be able, the one thing, the biggest sin we can do is pray to God. And then after we finish praying, it's, oh God, I'm worried again. Oh, what am I going to do? What if I do this and this goes wrong? When you pray to God, you have to pray to God and you have to say, okay, God, I trust you. I trust that you already got this. Thank you in advance for delivering me from the situation. Thank you. Just thank him and just move on. Move on to the next thing. Accept it like it's already present, which it is. We may not see it, but it's already present. It's already been set for us. But if you go back after you prayed on it, and you start worrying and trying to figure out how you can fix it, then you're not trusting in Jesus. You're not trusting in the Lord. You're not trusting in your faith. You're not trusting in yourself. And the biggest thing about trusting in self is that you have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe that if I leave this situation, I'm going to be okay. My unborn child's going to be okay. My living children are going to be okay. We're going to be okay. If I have to just step out of here with $5, somebody's going to, the path is already set, that 5 is going to be 25, 50, 100, 150, whatever it may be. We just have to learn how to not rely on validation from a person, from man-made. We have to learn how to know that our validation has already been set from the unseen. The unseen is what we feel. We've never seen Jesus, but we believe in him. We thank him. We trust him. We can call on him when things are good. We can call on him when everything is right. But we have to learn that in the moment of despair, we have to call and trust on him. We have to walk out on faith and say, okay, I'm gone. I'm gone. And, I always, like I said, you can't hold on to you can't harbor feelings or ill emotions or focus on, well, my parent did this way. I gotta not do it this way because this is how this came. Because every situation, the same situation is gonna work out differently for that different individual. So just know that I had to learn that the things my mother did, they were right for her, but they may not have been right for me. And even though I lost her and I still love her deeply and I still feel it in my heart and my soul, and I still get angry with her. I can't. It's a different kind of anger though. It's like, okay, you left me here with this, now fix it. Show me how to fix this. You're going to have to show me. You're going to have to grab me and let me feel your spirit. Let me feel your presence. And I promise you, to this day, I can still hear her voice. I can still hear her laugh. And when I look at her pictures, it's just like, it's so surreal to be like, how can someone cheapen a life, just make it so invaluable, when this person's valuable. This was a person who set her mark on this earth. This is a person who loved everybody, she's seen way past beyond looks or way past beyond faults. And she gave a person a chance when she knew that something wasn't right, but she kept setting up excuses for him. And that's the biggest fault that we can ever do, is make excuses for someone. We can't make excuses for them. You just have to accept it at face value. It is what it is. They set their own value. We can't change a person. We cannot make them what we want them to be. If we could do that, all of us would be happy. Hopefully. But unless you create something that you go back and say, oh, I should have did that. But hopefully we would. So I say that to say this. Love God, love yourself, love your children even more, and love wholeheartedly. And when you love wholeheartedly, that doesn't mean accept anything. That means accept it for what it is, and accept it for what it is, and be patient with what's to come. And that's nothing but greater things in life. It's all about what you want and how you want to make it and how you handle it. How you handle that situation, how you handle the life, how you handle what's before you. Just live, love. Live, love, and learn. Learn from your lessons. If he hit you once, it's coming again. It's coming again. Walk away. Walk in faith. Walk in peace. Walk in love. And that's it. My name is Charron Smith, and I actually witnessed a toxic relationship for over 8 years. I was inspired to live again.